My name is Teri Vander Wyden, but no one calls me Vander Wyden. I'm known here as V-Dub because there's a space between Vander and Wyden, and what teenager wants to say Vander Wyden? And I've been teaching here, I think, I started in 1988. So many things have happened since then. Ronald Reagan, the Gipper, was president at that time.
But a new age of world peace.
Of course, 9/11.
The building, there was just a lot of smoke.
Spaceship Columbia.
The shuttle broke apart over Texas and Louisiana.
All the presidents.
Our nation is the enduring dream.
Ours is a great country.
And to all nations.
No other country on earth is my story even possible.
So many things, it would take forever to talk about all of them, but a lot of things have happened. And of course, social media, there were no phones.
But I think we're going to hit a grand slam with this.
The iPhone, like the iPod, will be a blockbuster.
Mark Zuckerberg, creator of Harvard's thefacebook.com.
I think the hardest thing for me and maybe for people younger than me is just adjusting to the social media presence and having phones in the classroom and having to compete for students' time. I like to think that I'm a pretty engaging person, and then in terms of teaching, I like to be both informational and entertain students, but it's hard to compete against students when they have the world in their hand. My favorite memories are anytime I'm in a classroom and I'm assisting children and I'm doing what I do best, and I see the light bulb go on. I see a senior pass a class who before didn't have a chance to pass a class, and I had something to do with that. And so that is what makes me passionate about what I do. And that's why I love working here today, just as much as the first day that I started here. When I first started here, it was just a little building. Well, actually, we were over at the middle school, a section of the middle school, and everybody knew everybody. And the same student would walk around. You'd say hi to the same person every day. There were about maybe 15 teachers, so we all knew everyone very well. So it was a family. It was nice. We've grown now. We've grown from this rural school to this large, sprawling suburban school, and so the change has been incredible. And I've had to learn and adapt and change with it. I'm a resource teacher, so it's my job to try to get to know everyone, because if my student has that teacher, I need to forge a very good relationship with them. And so I've noticed in the last couple of years, although I think I'm a very gregarious person and outgoing and try to meet everyone, it's been a challenge to meet every new teacher, because sometimes teachers are hired in the middle of the year, and it's just hard to keep track of everyone. So, and also people that are hired look like they're about the age of my son, so that's been challenging too. This job has been more than a job. It's been my passion, it's been my love, and it's been my honor to serve the students at Westfield for, I forget, 34, 35 years, and I hope that I can be here for a few more years before I retire and get to enjoy this space. It's truly, truly wonderful here. When my life, my personal life, was sometimes not always on track, I knew I could come here and have that structure, that routine, those people that I loved here, the teachers that I worked with, and then the students that I loved. It just made it a wonderful place to work. Pretty much every day for me. One year I managed to find myself in the middle of a senior prank, and it started out kind of fun. Everyone gathered around that central area, and I was monitoring the hall, and beach balls were flying, and it got a little bit out of control, and at first everyone was really cool. I'm like, okay, and I'm laughing, and people are taking selfies, and this is when the selfie stick was a big deal, and so they're taking selfies with me, and I'm laughing, and I'm like, okay, everybody, let's move on. We got to get to class, and it went on and on and on, and then finally water balloons started to be thrown across, and I got hit right in the back, and I just slowly backed out of the crowd, and you have to imagine that the school was pretty big then, so it looked like most of the population of the seniors was gathered in this area, and I backed out and I backed into my room and spent the rest of the day with my back pretty much wet. And then I get hit right square in the back with a water balloon. And I think that like right here is a camera, and I'm sure the administrators were probably watching and laughing, so I just slowly backed into my room and shut the door and let the administration kind of take care of this senior prank. People coming in and out. You could watch the administration, you could watch everybody from both sides, and we'd sit here on the bench and we'd solve life's problems. And it's very important too that I establish that I am the longest tenured teacher at Westfield High School. I'm not the oldest, but I am the longest tenured, so I got that going for me. This is my favorite faculty restroom. The proximity to my room was perfect, and due to my advanced age, I hang out here a lot. This is a nice bathroom, well kept, good place. Oh, also too, another fun story is Dr. McGuire was in this restroom, and I heard all the screaming and yelling. And I was over here on my favorite bench, and I thought, I'm gonna come in here and find out what's going on. So actually it wasn't this bathroom, it was a student bathroom, and I thought a student was acting up, and I walked in, and Dr. McGuire was standing there, and the biggest spider you've ever seen, about this big, was right in the sink, and she just was, losing it. And I walked in and said, "Oh!" And I didn't say the appropriate word. It starts with an S and it ends with a T, and I just couldn't help myself. And she said, "Vidab, what?" Yeah. We both were losing it, and then a teacher came in with a little cup and carefully scooped the spider out and took it outside, and that was just so funny.